Imagine this. You're sitting alone, staring at your phone, waiting for a response that never comes. You see their name pop up on your screen, but it's just a notification, a meaningless update, not the message you so desperately hoped for. Your heart sinks. You wonder, why did they stop choosing you? Why did you become an option instead of the priority you once were? But here's the thing. The secret to making someone choose you isn't about trying harder, being more available, or sacrificing everything you have. It's about mastering the art of control over your mind, your actions, and how you're perceived. It's about understanding the deeper currents of human desire, using strategies so ancient that they've withstood the tests of time, strategies that men like Marcus Aurelius understood and mastered. Because if you don't control how they see you, they will control how they use you. And in a world where everyone is vying for attention, you need to be the one they can't get out of their head. Today, I'm going to reveal how you can become that person, the one they can't help but choose over everyone else. Now, listen closely. The first secret is simple, yet profound. To be chosen, you must first be willing to walk away. The ancient Stoics believed that true power lies in detachment. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you allow your mind to be consumed by the constant need for validation, you become nothing more than a puppet, dancing to the tune of someone else's approval. But if you can master the art of detachment, you become the one pulling the strings. This is the first secret. To be chosen, you must learn to let go of the need to be chosen. The paradox here is simple. When you no longer seek their approval, you become infinitely more desirable. Your absence, your silence, and your ability to walk away create a void that they can't ignore. People desire what they can't have, and when you show that you're willing to walk away, you become the rare, elusive gem that they will chase, instead of the common stone they can pick up on any street. Humans are wired to want what is scarce. It's an evolutionary trait. Scarcity creates value. If you're always available, always responding, always there at a moment's notice, you are abundant, and therefore you lose value in their eyes. But if you learn to strategically withdraw, to be less available, to make your presence a privilege and not a right, they will start to crave what they can't have. This is not manipulation. It's understanding human nature at its core. You must be like the precious spice of the Roman Empire, rare, costly, and desired. Never be the cheap grain that can be found in every market. Imagine yourself standing in the middle of a storm, while everyone around you is losing their minds, screaming, panicking. But you're calm, you're centered. You know that no storm lasts forever, and your inner world is unaffected. This is the essence of Stoic emotional mastery. If you can become that calm, immovable force, people will be drawn to you like moths to a flame. You see, in today's world, emotions are a currency. If you can control your emotions while everyone else is losing theirs, you become the master of the game. And nothing is more attractive than someone who is in complete control of themselves. But let's get deeper. How do you make them choose you over anyone else? It's not by doing more, giving more, or sacrificing yourself. It's by making them invest in you. Dark psychology teaches us one crucial thing. People value what they invest in. If you give them everything up front, you are robbing them of the chance to invest in you. Instead, make them earn your time, your attention, your affection. Be unpredictable. Sometimes give, sometimes pull back. Keep them guessing. When they are constantly trying to figure you out, they become addicted. It's like a game, and every time they think they've won, you change the rules. This keeps their mind occupied, keeps their heart racing. And in a world where most people are too easy to figure out, you become the enigma they can't get enough of. Here's a principle most people never understand. Humans are wired to notice differences. If you want to stand out, you have to be different. But not just different for the sake of being different. You must contrast sharply with everyone else in their life. If they are surrounded by chaos, be their peace. If they are drowning in compliments, be the one who challenges them. If they are used to people chasing them, be the one who walks away. This is the law of contrast. By becoming what no one else is, you become irreplaceable. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful principles from both Stoicism and dark psychology: independence. The moment they sense that you need them, you lose your power. But when they see that you are perfectly fine on your own, that your happiness does not depend on their attention or their validation, that's when they start to panic. The illusion of independence is key. Even if you desire them, never let them see it. Always keep them wondering where they stand with you. A mind that is unsure is a mind that is obsessed. To truly captivate someone, you need to master the art of psychological push and pull. This means knowing exactly when to give them affection and when to pull it away. When you do this correctly, you create a roller coaster of emotions that they will never forget. Why? Because the human brain is wired to remember intense experiences. If you're always the same, always predictable, you become forgettable. But if you create highs and lows, joy and uncertainty, you become the one person they can't stop thinking about. It's like a song that gets stuck in their head. They might not know why, but they can't get rid of it. But here's where it gets interesting. It's not just about being mysterious or independent. It's about creating a deep psychological bond that they can't find anywhere else. This is where the concept of investment comes in. People are naturally wired to value what they invest their time, effort, and emotions into. If you've been constantly giving, and giving, you're actually robbing them of the chance to invest in you. So, from this point forward, you need to shift your strategy. Stop being the one who's always there, always trying, always giving. Make them work for it. The more effort they put into winning your attention, the more they'll value it. Imagine this. Every time you pull back just a little, every time you take a step back, you create space for them to step forward. It's like a dance, a push and pull that keeps them engaged, keeps them wondering. And the more they wonder, the more they are pulled into your orbit. Remember, desire is born in the space between presence and absence. If you are always there, always giving, always chasing, you are suffocating that space where desire grows. This leads us into the concept of scarcity. Think about the rarest, most expensive diamonds in the world. They are not valuable because they are inherently better than any other stone. They are valuable because they are rare. The same principle applies to human relationships. If you are always accessible, always available, you become like common gravel on a beach, easy to pick up, easy to discard. But if you become the rare diamond that only shines in certain lights, you will find that people will go to great lengths to hold on to you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Does this mean you should play games? Not exactly. It's not about manipulating someone into loving you. It's about understanding human nature. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In the context of relationships, this means that you can't control how others feel or what they do, but you can control how you respond and what you project. You can choose to be the calm, steady presence in their life when everyone else is chaotic. You can choose to be the person who makes them feel seen and understood, but only when they've earned it. You see, when you combine emotional detachment with moments of intense connection, you create an addictive cycle. It's like feeding them the finest wine, then suddenly taking it away. They'll want more, but they'll have to work to earn that next sip. This isn't about cruelty. It's about creating a deeper connection, one that goes beyond surface-level infatuation. This is what truly makes them choose you over everyone else. Let's talk about the concept of contrast now. You must understand that humans notice differences. We are wired to see contrast because it helps us make sense of the world. If you want to stand out, you have to be different, not just for the sake of being different, but in a way that fills a void in their life. If their world is filled with chaos, be their peace. If everyone around them is constantly validating them, be the one who challenges them, who sees beyond their facade and gets to the core of who they truly are. By being a person of depth, someone who doesn't flinch in the face of adversity, you become the anchor they didn't realize they needed. This is how you build the illusion of independence. Even if you feel strongly about someone, even if you deeply desire them, never let them see that your happiness hinges on their attention. The moment they sense you need them, the power dynamic shifts. Suddenly, you are chasing and they are running. But if you keep them guessing, keep them wondering where they truly stand with you, they will be the ones constantly chasing your validation. Now, let's delve into the dark psychology of push and pull. Imagine that you are holding a delicate thread between you and the person you desire. If you pull too hard, the thread snaps and they pull away. But if you let go completely, the thread goes slack and they lose interest. The secret is in the tension, the balance. Sometimes, give them a taste of your affection. Make them feel like they are the center of your world. And then, just when they start to take it for granted, you pull back. You become busy, distant. You let them feel the absence of your warmth. This creates a roller coaster of emotions, and the human brain is wired to remember those highs and lows more intensely than a steady, predictable experience. Remember this: people become addicted to the uncertainty, the thrill of the chase. It's the same reason why gambling is so addictive. The human mind craves unpredictability because it triggers a rush of dopamine every time they get what they want. And just like a gambler who can't walk away from the table, they will keep coming back to you, hoping for that next hit of validation. Here's where it gets powerful. Once you have their attention, once you've created that emotional high, you need to solidify your place in their mind. This is where mystery comes in. Never reveal all your cards at once. Always keep a part of yourself hidden, a part that they can't quite figure out. Humans are naturally curious creatures. If they think they've figured you out, they will get bored and move on. But if you remain an enigma, if there's always something more to discover, they will keep coming back, trying to unlock the secrets you hold. Let's shift gears now and talk about influence. There's a concept in dark psychology called mirroring. People are naturally drawn to those who reflect back their own values, interests, and behaviors. If you can subtly mirror their actions, their speech patterns, even their body language, you create an unconscious bond that makes them feel like you are the one person who truly understands them. But here's the twist: you don't do this to manipulate them. You do this to create a deeper connection, to show that you can be their mirror, their confidant. Once they feel that deep connection with you, It becomes nearly impossible for them to imagine being with someone else. And now we reach the final secret. The ultimate way to make them choose you over everyone else is to become irreplaceable. This doesn't mean being perfect or always saying the right things. It means being the one person who sees them for who they truly are, who understands their fears, their dreams, their insecurities. It means being the calm in their storm, the rock they can rely on when the rest of the world is falling apart. This is the person they will choose, again and again, because deep down, we all crave that one person who truly gets us, who can see beyond the masks we wear. So remember, it's not about trying harder. It's not about giving more. It's about understanding human nature, mastering your emotions, and creating a dynamic that keeps them coming back for more. Be the one they can't figure out, the one they can't replace. Because once you become that person, they will choose you over everyone else. But here's the thing that most people get wrong. They think that to be irreplaceable, you need to constantly prove yourself. Buy them gifts, shower them with compliments, or be there for them every single time they call. But that's not how the human mind works. In reality, people value what they have to earn. If you give them everything on a silver platter, they will take you for granted. You see, humans are hardwired to chase what they cannot fully possess. The moment you make them work for your time, your attention, and your affection, you become infinitely more valuable in their eyes. Let's dive deeper into the art of creating emotional investment. Think of it like planting a seed. If you water it just enough, it will grow strong roots. But if you drown it with water, it will die. The same is true for relationships. The secret to making them choose you is not to overwhelm them with constant attention, but to give just enough to keep them engaged, to keep them invested. You need to be like a flame that flickers just out of reach, warm enough to draw them closer, but elusive enough to make them chase the warmth. This brings us to the concept of delayed gratification. The human brain is addicted to anticipation. When someone has to wait for something, it creates a tension in their mind that they are desperate to resolve. And once they finally get what they were waiting for, the reward feels so much sweeter. This is why you should never be too quick to respond, too quick to say yes, too quick to agree to everything they want. Make them wait. Make them wonder. Let them feel that slight pang of uncertainty, because that's where desire is born. The Stoics understood this concept deeply. They knew that control over one's desires was the ultimate form of power. And this is exactly what you need to master. If you want someone to choose you, you need to control not only your own desires, but also theirs. This doesn't mean being cold or detached. It means being strategic with your emotions. It means knowing when to give and when to pull back. When you master this, you can create a psychological bond that's nearly impossible to break. Now, let's talk about boundaries. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that being chosen means being available at all times. But if you are always there, always saying yes, always ready to drop everything for them, you lose your value. You become like background noise, comfortable, predictable, and easy to ignore. The most attractive people are those who have their own lives, their own passions, their own boundaries. They are not afraid to say no. They are not afraid to put themselves first. And this is exactly what you need to do. When you set boundaries, you are not pushing them away. You are actually drawing them closer. Because when someone sees that you have standards, that you respect yourself enough to say no, they begin to respect you more. And respect, my friend, is the foundation of lasting attraction. Without respect, there can be no desire, no longing, no commitment. But let's go deeper. Let's explore the psychological power of scarcity. When something is scarce, it becomes infinitely more valuable. This is why diamonds are so precious. They are rare, hard to find, and difficult to attain. The same principle applies to human relationships. If you are always available, always responding to their messages within seconds, always saying yes to every request, you are essentially flooding the market with your time and attention. And what happens when there is too much of something? It loses its value. So, from now on, you need to be strategic. You need to be scarce. You need to make your time and attention something that they have to work for, something that they have to earn. This doesn't mean playing games or being manipulative. It means understanding human psychology at its core. It means creating a sense of anticipation, a sense of longing, a sense of desire that keeps them coming back for more. But here's the trick. Being scarce doesn't mean being absent. It means being selectively present. It means knowing when to give them a taste of your warmth, your attention, your affection, and then pulling back just enough to make them miss it. It's like a dance. You take one step forward and then 2 steps back. You let them lean in, and just when they think they've figured you out, you change the rhythm. This keeps their mind engaged, keeps their heart racing, keeps them wondering what your next move will be. Let's go even further into the psychological depths with the concept of anchoring emotions. Humans are creatures of emotion. They remember how you make them feel far more than they remember what you say or do. So if you can create powerful emotional experiences, you become the person they associate with those intense feelings. Every time they think of you, those emotions will resurface, drawing them back to you like a magnet. How do you do this? By being the source of their emotional highs, by giving them moments of intense joy, laughter, excitement, and then letting them experience the contrast of your absence. This creates a push and pull dynamic where they crave the highs that only you can provide. It's not about always being there to make them happy. It's about being the one who can give them the highest highs so that even when you're not there, they're left yearning for more. Now, let's talk about the final key: becoming unforgettable. To be chosen over everyone else, you need to create an imprint on their soul. This is not just about being attractive or saying the right things. It's about being someone who leaves a lasting mark, someone who changes them in a profound way. This is what makes you irreplaceable. To do this, you need to be a person of depth, someone who sees beyond the surface, who understands their fears, their dreams, their insecurities. You need to be someone who challenges them, who pushes them to be better, who makes them feel things they've never felt before. Because in the end, people don't remember the average, the ordinary. They remember the ones who changed them, who made them see the world differently. So, to make them choose you over everyone else, don't just be someone who fits into their life. Be the person who changes it. Be the storm that shakes them to their core, the calm that soothes their soul, the enigma they can't solve. Because once you become that person, once you become irreplaceable, they will choose you again and again and again. But here's something crucial that you must understand. Being unforgettable is not just about creating moments of intensity. It's about creating a sense of emotional safety that no one else can offer. Most people think that to make someone choose them, they need to be exciting, unpredictable, or glamorous. But here's the secret. When someone feels truly safe with you, when they know that they can reveal their deepest fears, dreams, and insecurities, without being judged, you become their sanctuary. Think about it. The world is chaotic, filled with uncertainty, stress, and noise. If you can become the one place where they feel truly seen, where they feel understood and accepted, they will be drawn to you like a moth to a flame. This doesn't mean you become a doormat or that you always have to agree with them. It means creating an atmosphere where they can be their true self, where they can take off the masks they wear for everyone else. Here's where the power of empathy comes into play. Empathy is not about feeling sorry for someone. It's about truly understanding their inner world. When you can mirror their emotions, acknowledge their struggles, and validate their feelings, you build a bond that is nearly impossible to break. It's not just about saying, "I understand." It's about truly feeling what they feel, showing them that you get it on a level that no one else does. Now, you might be wondering, how do you balance this empathy with the principles of scarcity and detachment that we talked about earlier? Here's the answer. You need to show them that while you understand them, while you care deeply, you're not dependent on them for your own happiness. This is the paradox of attraction. People want someone who understands them, but they are most attracted to those who don't need them. This leads us to the concept of self-sufficiency. Think of it like this. If you are a tree deeply rooted in the ground, you can withstand any storm. You are strong, resilient, unshakable. People are drawn to that strength because deep down, everyone wants someone who can stand on their own 2 feet, someone who won't crumble under pressure. But here's the trick. While you must be self-sufficient, you also need to make them feel like they are a valuable part of your life. It's a delicate balance, showing them that you are whole on your own, but that they add something unique, something special to your already fulfilling life. Let's explore the idea of creating emotional triggers. Every person has specific triggers that evoke strong emotions, whether it's a favorite song, a particular scent, or a certain type of experience. If you can identify their triggers and associate yourself with those powerful emotions, you will embed yourself deeply in their subconscious mind. This is not about manipulation. It's about creating lasting memories that tie you to their most intense feelings. For example, if you know they have a deep love for music, introduce them to a song that will forever remind them of you. If they are passionate about a certain place, take them there and create a moment so powerful that every time they return, they think of you. This is how you become woven into the fabric of their emotional landscape. You are no longer just another person in their life. You become a part of their story, a character they cannot forget. But let's take it even further. There's a powerful technique rooted in dark psychology called future pacing. This is where you subtly guide someone's thoughts toward a future that involves you. It's about planting seeds of possibility that make them start to envision a life with you. For example, when you're talking, casually mention something like, "Imagine us exploring the streets of Rome together," or "Can you picture how beautiful it would be to watch the sunset with someone who truly understands you?" What you're doing here is planting an image in their mind, creating a vision of a future that involves you. The human brain cannot distinguish between vivid imagination and reality. So, if you can paint a picture of a beautiful future with you in it, they will start to associate those feelings of hope and excitement with you. This is how you create a bond that goes beyond the present moment, a bond that extends into their dreams of the future. Now, let's talk about the concept of polarizing attraction. If you want to be chosen over everyone else, you need to be willing to take risks. This means being willing to show your true self, even if it means some people won't like you. Because here's the thing. If you try to be liked by everyone, you will end up being loved by no one. The people who are truly unforgettable are the ones who have the courage to be authentic, to stand for something, to be different. This doesn't mean being intentionally abrasive or difficult. It means having the confidence to express your opinions, to share your passions, to stand firm in your values. When you do this, you will naturally attract those who are aligned with you and repel those who are not. But those who are drawn to you will be drawn deeply because you are not like anyone else. You have the courage to be real in a world that is full of fakes. But here's another secret. While you must be authentic, you also need to be a bit unpredictable. Humans are wired to crave novelty and excitement. If they can predict your every move, they will lose interest. This is where the element of surprise comes in. Occasionally do something completely unexpected, something that breaks the pattern, something that keeps them on their toes. It could be as simple as sending them a message in the middle of the night when they least expect it, or planning a spontaneous adventure that takes them out of their comfort zone. This combination of authenticity and unpredictability creates a powerful emotional cocktail. They know that you are real, that you are genuine, but they can never quite predict what you will do next. This keeps their mind engaged, keeps their heart racing, keeps them wanting more. But let's bring it all together with the final, most powerful principle of all: self-respect. At the end of the day, none of these techniques, none of these strategies will work if you do not respect yourself. If you do not value your own worth, no one else will. The world is full of people who are willing to bend over backward, to sacrifice their dignity, to chase after those who do not value them. But if you can be the one person who refuses to chase, who refuses to beg, who refuses to settle for anything less than you deserve, you will stand out. When you have self-respect, you radiate a kind of confidence that cannot be faked. It's the confidence of knowing that you are enough on your own, that you don't need anyone else to complete you. And ironically, this is what makes people want you even more, because deep down, everyone wants to be with someone who is whole, who is strong, who is not afraid to walk away if they are not treated the way they deserve. So, as we wrap this up, remember, the secret to making them choose you over everyone else is not about trying harder. It's not about sacrificing who you are to fit into their world. It's about becoming the person they can't live without, the one who challenges them, the one who inspires them, the one who makes them feel alive. Be the calm in their storm, the mystery they can't solve, the strength they can lean on. Be the one who understands them on a level no one else does. Be the one who can give them the highest highs and the deepest connections. But most importantly, be the one who knows your own worth, who doesn't need to be chosen, because you have already chosen yourself. And once you become that person, the one who is confident, self-assured and whole, they won't just choose you over everyone else. They will wonder how they ever lived without you.